So I think there are very few times when you get a chance to see the Republican Party truly stand up and show you what they represent. And tomorrow night at the State of the Union, you're going to get a chance to see that. Because when Trump gets up and talks about his tariffs and how the evil Supreme Court, knocked down his sweeping tariffs, and then he turned around and said, well, I'm going to tax everything for 15%. Watch members of the House and Senate, Republican members of the House and Senate, stand up and cheer. Watch them cheer for him. Watch them cheer the fact that he was adamant about taxing you and me. They're going to cheer for that. And the Supreme Court tried to hand the Republican Party a win by cutting those tariffs and giving prices a chance to lower before the midterms and maybe soften the blow about what's to come. And Trump said no. Trump said, I need to do my tariffs. My tariffs are my thing. They bring in a ton of money. They tax the people, and I don't have to call it a tax. And I make a ton of money off of it. And so that's his thing. And the Supreme Court tried to give him a win to save Republican congressmen and senators in their midterm races. And Trump said, I don't give a shit because I'm going to use that money. I don't care if you win or lose. And he can go run around and endorse people, but he's going to get up and he's going to make them cheer for taxes. And behind the scenes, there's a bunch of them who know it doesn't work and know that it's going to result in a potential bloodbath in November when it comes to the midterms. And they're going to stand up and cheer for the fact that you're being taxed anyway. So just remember that. Remember that when you go to the polls in November. The person that you are voting to represent, if you're Republican and you're going to vote for this person, is cheering the fact that you're going to be taxed and won't say anything about it. You have a couple that are retiring, and not coming back, like Bacon and those guys, and Paul and I think Massey, who are just kind of putting a finger in Trump's eye. But the vast majority are going to cheer for you getting taxed. And they're supposed to represent you. They're supposed to represent you. And so when you go choose who you're going to vote for, if it's going to be a Republican who cheered about the fact that you're paying more, or a Democrat who, they might want everybody to get a fair shot, but they don't want to tax you. Make your choice. Make your choice. If it's about the economy, and if it's about common sense, I think it's a pretty easy one. If you want to get involved in culture wars, and that's all that matters as you sink closer and closer to poverty and wonder why the world is for shit, then make your choice, right? And you've probably already made that. But watch what happens at the State of the Union when all of these congressmen and women, all these senators, Republicans, stand up and cheer the fact that Trump really wants to tax you because he wants that money. They're going to cheer for that. They could stand up and do something about it, and they won't. They won't say anything. They'll just cheer for it. Something to watch for. Okay, thanks.